Hi, good morning. I am Pam Fox. Thank you for watching my channel. I got a new cell phone yesterday. So I said goodbye to my old cell phone, which was a Lumia something, I don't know. Dwayne bought it for me, I think 3 years ago, and it didn't have a scratch or a crack, and it worked great. And I'm kind of grieving over the loss of my old phone, but he just said it was time to get a new one, and he wanted me to get something with better video quality. So the guys at AT&T told me that this Samsung 7 would give me great video quality for my channel. So I'm hoping, we shall see. So this morning I am going to eat my breakfast. I probably won't eat all of these. So back when I was doing raw till 4, this would be a common breakfast for me. I just got through washing these, and there's water in the tray, but I only washed, looks like 5 of these. So let's see if I can get through 5 of these. These are just nectarines that Dwayne brought home about a week ago, and I've been waiting patiently for them to ripen. And I had one last night, and they're really good. They're really sweet and they're really juicy. They're so good. They're not nectarines, they're peaches. They're fuzzy. When I was a kid, did you guys, when you were kids, or do you still maybe, peel your peach because of the fuzz? Like peel it like a banana, just take all the skin off? Wow. I did. And I was out at my best friend's grandparents' house. They had a cabin on a lake. And they brought a box of peaches. We were out there for a week or a weekend or something. And my friend Kelly grabbed a peach, dusted it off, and started eating it with the fuzz on it. It's like, why are you eating the fuzz? She's always had. This is the way she eats her peaches. I had never heard of that. So from that point on, I just washed my peach off, and you kind of wash off a lot of the fuzz. And if you scrub it a little bit, the fuzz comes off. Anyway. I thought I would talk about 2 things this morning. Hopefully briefly, because I gotta go to work. So the first thing is, am I a raw vegan? I'm not a raw vegan. If you follow me, you know that. But I do typically eat, well, I almost always eat fruit for breakfast. Sometimes I get on an oatmeal kick and I'll do oatmeal with fruit for breakfast. And a lot of times up for home, on the weekends, I'll do potatoes, like a lot of potatoes for breakfast. See, this one's not as sweet as the last one. I'm still going to eat it. It's still good. It's still very good. And sometimes on the weekends, Dwayne will make pancakes or waffles. And then if we eat out, you know, God knows what I'll order for breakfast. Hash browns. If we go to we've been to a couple of vegan restaurants and ordered like a whole vegan breakfast with sausage and eggs and all vegan, of course. And when I do that, I find that I miss the fruit. But I'm not going to order a fruit bowl, you know, at a restaurant, because it's not going to be enough. It's just going to be like a little fruit bowl, and they're going to charge me like $8 for it. So I just can't see doing it. But I love this time of year, you know, because there's all kinds of great fruits that come into season. For the last couple weeks, we've been enjoying cherries. Right now, mangoes. You can see back there. Gosh, I got these at Costco yesterday. $6 for these huge organic, 6 of them. So they're $1 a piece, and they're so good. When these are good, these I don't know. These say Kent Maria, product of Mexico, organic mangoes. They're really good, but I like the Altufos too. They're really good. That's pretty much what we have available where I'm from. Those two different types. I've been looking forward to these all week, and now I'm looking forward to those mangoes. They're going to take a couple of days to ripen up. But, so really quick, raw food vegan versus cooked food vegan. You know, I often find myself reminding myself to be careful because on this channel, you'll commonly hear me saying, you know, go vegan, go vegan, go vegan. It's so good for you. It's so good for the planet. It's good for the animals. And it's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. And I have to remind myself that just because, you know, it's not hard for me doesn't necessarily mean it's not hard for everyone. Even though in my heart, I believe that everyone can do it and they can thrive on it and they can really thoroughly enjoy it. I do believe that. I think, though, each of us has to kind of figure out what works for us within veganism. And what I mean by that is, like, when I started veganism, I started with the diet raw till 4, which is where I ate a lot of fruit for breakfast, a lot of fruit for lunch, so raw till 4 o'clock. And then a cooked vegan dinner with a lot of starches like rice or pasta or potatoes. And while I experienced a ton of healing on that diet, weight loss, well, the weight loss came off just as slow on that diet as it has on more of a starch solution diet, which is what I do now, somewhat. But when I was doing raw till 4, I talk about this a lot. I felt like I was force feeding myself and I was not enjoying the diet. I just wasn't enjoying it. I always enjoyed my breakfast. But I dreaded lunch because I just got through eating all that fruit and I would turn around and eat all that fruit again. And it felt like I was force feeding myself. I was hungry, but all that fruit. It was just too much. It didn't seem natural at all to me. However, I know a ton of people, I don't know them personally, but just through social media, I follow a ton of people on YouTube who do raw till 4 or they do a fully raw diet and they are thriving and they are thrilled about their diet. They love the food. They look forward to it. They enjoy every bite. They don't feel like they're force feeding themselves and they're thriving on it. So sometimes I catch myself thinking, you know, the next step, like if I wanted to take this diet to the next level, it would be, you know, to go fully raw. That would be, you know, that would be the ideal thing, to go fully raw. Which, you know, if you really look into it, there's evidence that says that cooked food is, you know, is really good for you and raw food is really good for you and a combination of both is really good for you. So, you know, to think to yourself to be fully raw would be like the supreme ideal diet may not be necessarily true. But I think each individual really needs to figure out, you know, what works for them. So I started with raw till 4. I did it for 9 months, and I kept seriously considering switching to the starch solution, which is the, you know, high starch, high carb, low fat diet by Dr. John McDougall. And I knew all about it. I knew everything about the starch solution. I really wanted to make raw till 4 work. But a time eventually came where it's like, I'm switching to the starch solution, and I kind of just combine the two. So I still do a lot of fruit for breakfast, but I don't shoot for 1,000 calories like they tell you to in raw till 4. I just eat till intuitively. So I just eat until I feel like I've had enough to eat. And then usually, you know, from just eating fruit for breakfast, I'll be hungry in a couple hours. I'll be ready to eat again. So I might eat an early lunch. One thing I really like to do, see that big bag of potatoes back there? I like to bake off a bunch of them at a time, maybe 6 or 7 or 8 semi-bake them. And then just keep them in the refrigerator. You can either individually wrap them or just put them all in a food container, you know, airtight food container, big one. And then grab a couple and take them to work. Like if I know I'm just going to have a big fruit breakfast for breakfast, and I'm not going to be able to take my lunch break maybe until 2 or 2:30, because at my job every day is different. Some days I can take my lunch at 11, sometimes I can't take it until 3. So that's really key to veganism, the high carb, low fat way of eating. This is going to be my last one. I can tell I'm getting full. So I've eaten 3, so 4 altogether. That's really key, is being prepared. It's so key. Oh my gosh, it's just like, it's really everything. Because if you find yourself somewhere and you're hungry and there's food available there and it's not on your diet, you're going to eat it, right? I mean, you're going to have to either rely on your willpower or you're going to fail on your diet. Those are really your choices. And most of us, you know, when it comes to food, we can only rely on our willpower for so long, right? I mean, we all know that. That's why they say diets don't work, because most of us have tried diets and failed. They failed, right? Why have they failed? Yeah. Gorgeous. Incredible. Why do diets fail? Because we can't stick to them. Why can't we stick to them? Because they usually ask us to reduce our calories or to reduce, you know, certain foods. And so you get hungry and you just reach a point where you say, screw it, I'm going to eat whatever I want. And then we binge, right? Color. Gorgeous. I'm going to show you guys my towel. Cute. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to wrap this up because my other topic is probably going to take it over 30 minutes, so we'll make that another video. But my other topic actually has to do with marriage that I was going to talk about this morning. I was just going to kind of touch on these 2 different topics. We'll save it for the next video. So yeah, raw versus cooked. I do a combination. I almost always do fruit for breakfast. I'm sorry. I didn't finish my thought. The potatoes. I take a couple of those semi-baked potatoes to work, and I either just reheat them in the microwave and eat them like a biscuit as a snack, like at 11 o'clock, like at my desk while I'm working. Or if I have time, I have a fully stocked kitchen where I work, so I have an oven. I just slice those things up really quick, put them on a baking pan, and stick them in the oven for 20 minutes while I'm doing work. And then I've got some French fries that I can snack out at my desk, you know, for the next couple hours until I can sit down and eat my lunch. I call that diet the raw till potato diet. Because I eat my raw fruit in the morning and then I eat potatoes. Don't be scared of potatoes. They are not fattening. If you're just eating potatoes without butter and sour cream and oil on them, they don't make you fat. They are one of nature's most incredible foods. They have so much in them that the human body needs. They're so good for you. If you don't believe me, I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe I should do a whole video on potatoes. They're so good for you. People who say you need to eliminate potatoes because, you know, you've got a thyroid issue or you've got this issue or that issue. I don't care if it's your dietitian, your doctor. In my opinion, they don't know what they're talking about. Okay. So, I usually recommend to people to check out the Starch Solution diet. which is similar to what I do, except for I eat a lot of fruit for breakfast, which isn't the starch solution diet. The starch solution diet recommends a lot of starch. So, you know, oatmeal for breakfast, potatoes for breakfast, rice, pasta, beans, all kinds of vegetables, you know, and then there's fruit in there too, but it's, you know, it's based upon starch. High starch diet. It's very satisfying. It's wonderful. It's just really enjoyable. All right, so I'm gonna go to work. I have no idea what time it is, but I bet you it's time for me to go. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.